Hello and welcome to another video from FPL Natty. I am so glad that you have joined me this week. After game week 3 is finished, we can now look forward to game weeks 4 and 5 because they come in really quick succession. After the game on Sunday, there's immediately games on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, I believe. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And then we're back again with the Premier League game week 6 on Saturday and Sunday. So games are coming like really thick and fast. So I want to kind of give you this one together for game weeks 4 and 5 for ones to watch. And I know that some of you may be thinking for game weeks 3 you had a bad game week, but to be honest it doesn't really matter at the minute because there are so many players in FPL and your rank can move so quickly over the game weeks. I think I went up 19.67% in one game week, which is quite a lot, and I'm only 51 points off of the top 10k. So in the grand scheme of things, even though I took a -8, it's not really that much. So I wouldn't be too concerned if you feel like your points aren't really hitting the spot right now, because in a week you can really just move up by so many hundreds of thousands. So don't really worry about it, don't pay too much attention to it. But I think these players you should look at for game weeks 4 and 5 in particular. So let me know what you think. Give this video a thumbs up if you feel like this is the content you want to see, or you like what I'm saying. Write in the comments if you disagree, or there's some players that I may have missed, particularly for these game weeks that are coming so close together. But most importantly, subscribe to my channel. Let's grow this channel together, so you can say, oh, I was one of the first subscribers for FPL Natty. And just, yeah, let's enjoy this video and let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with Robert Sanchez. He is the goalkeeper for Brighton. If you're looking to bring a goalkeeper for 4.5 million, he is my preference, to be honest. Because if you look at the fixtures, Leeds, Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, Palace and Liverpool, those 5 out of 6 games are really, really good. And at the minute, Graham Potter is developing a side that has a solid defense and, as you can see, a very good run of fixtures. He currently has 18 points, which is fantastic, and he is low owned. Only at the current stage of this recording, 13.5% of you own him. And Brighton have been excellent defensively so far this season, conceding only 1 goal, and only Man City and Arsenal have a better expected goals conceded stat. So for me, the defensive performances that they have are going to continue. And as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to points, Sanchez should be getting that on a regular basis. Considering, if you look in those fixtures, as I said, for the next 5 out of 6, it should continue. There should be no reason why you shouldn't be including Sanchez in your team. Next, I have the guy that everyone is talking about, Ivan Perisic. He has come in this summer from Inter. Conte really likes this player. He wanted him in his squad immediately, but as we know, Perisic does come with a few injury issues. But when he has been in the squad, he has been fantastic, coming off the bench or starting and then coming on as a sub. He's got a clean sheet, an assist and maximum points in a double-digit haul on his first start of the season when he played his last game. When it comes to chances created, he created 3 and had more touches in the final third than anyone else. Now, what made me laugh about him when he came on before that is that a lot of people sold him in game weeks 1 and 2 because he wasn't starting. But so at the minute, his price has now gone back to his original price. I think it dropped to like 5.4, but now it's gone back up to 5.3. And at the moment, there is over 23% ownership across the FPL family that have brought him in the squad. I think he is going to have a fantastic impact, and he already has shown the impact he has in Conte's squad. And look at the fixtures: Forest, West Ham and Fulham in the first 3, and then it gets a little bit more difficult with City. But Tottenham, the way they're playing right now can really challenge. And then you've got Leicester and Arsenal, the North London derby, which can, return some fantastic minutes for him, because he's definitely going to be in the first team for that. When it comes to Perisic, I do think he can be a minutes risk, and rotation is going to be there purely because, as Conte has spoken about in the past, he cannot play a full 90 minutes. So you might see him come off at the 60 minutes, 65 minutes or 75-minute mark, but just know that there is the option there if he can possibly not play because he may not be able to do 2 games in a week. And as you saw, the last game that they played, he came off holding his calf, but I don't think it's going to be a long-term issue for him. I think it was only just maybe a bit of cramp or something like that. And it was the other calf that he was holding, not the one that usually has given him a lot of problems in the past. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. In the next game that Perisic has, he has Nottingham Forest, and on the left-hand side, which is where Perisic plays, that is where Nottingham Forest give up most of their chances. So I believe that there will be a lot of goal creation there for him. I think he's going to have a lot of success down that left hand side, working with Son specifically. So I think they're going to terrorize that that Nottingham Forest defense. So if you've got Nico Williams in your squad, you might want to put him on the bench for this game, because I think Tottenham are really going to do the number on them. Now I'm bringing this guy back in again. I spoke about him last week for my Game Week 3 ones to watch, but I had to bring him again. Rodrigo Moreno, he is the Leeds midfielder, but he's playing as a striker at the minute. In Bamford's injury absence, you have this guy playing up front, and he has 35 points at the minute. I think he's got the most points. He's a top scoring player in FPL currently. And what's funny is what I said last week. I said, caution for this guy. You know, can he keep this up? Can he maintain this level of form? And is he able to avoid rotation? Well, I was totally wrong about him. Yet again, he put the ball in the net last week. And to be honest, with 4 goals and 1 assist out of these first 3 games, actually, I think he's definitely one to either have in your team already, because a lot of you already have him. I've got there 23% owned, but I think that's possibly gone up by the time this goes out. And with games against Brighton, Everton, Brentford, Forest, United and Villa in the next 6, I think it's very, very, very likely that he's going to get returns in probably over half of those games. And even though he's classified as a midfielder, as I said, he's playing as a forward in this team. Jesse March has him playing really hard up the pitch, and with the pressing football that Leeds are playing, he is definitely one to have in your squad. I thought about bringing him in later, but I think he's a must-have now. So I'm going to look to probably do some maneuvers this week. I know he's gone up in price, but I'm going to see what I can do to try and navigate him into my squad, because of the fixtures. They're just too good. And with a guy like him that is in form, showed glimpses last season, but he is really, really, really lighting up the Premier League, and I think he can do the same in the next weeks going forwards. Up next, we have the talisman for Crystal Palace, Wilfried Zaha, currently at 7.1 million, and he's currently delivered his best score of the season so far, and he has 21 points, just behind Martinelli and Rodrigo, who I mentioned before in the midfield standings. Now, currently, when I'm recording this, I just saw a message on Twitter that said that he is injured. It literally says Wilfried Zaha is set to miss the Crystal Palace's trip to Manchester City tomorrow through injury. He picked up a problem against Aston Villa but completed the match, although he was not in the squad for the Carabao Cup tie at Oxford United. So that is coming from The Athletic, which kind of begs the question, do you still have him in your squad? Well, I think he needs to be on your watch list. So he may not play against Manchester City, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because the likelihood of him getting returns against that team is quite small. But if you're looking at the games they have going forwards in Game Week 5, they've got Brentford, then Newcastle, Manchester United, Brighton, and then Chelsea. Zaha is not on pens, but he can get you assists with the pens because he plays so far forward as well. He likes to draw fouls in and around the box, and is a creator, a fantastic attacker, and a good finisher as well. So for me, 3 goals so far in the first 3 games. It just makes sense that you have to have him in your watch list and possibly bring him in for game week number 5. The fixtures are quite kind to him at the minute, so maybe pause on him for this game against City, but look to bring him in later on. His manager, Patrick Vieira, said this about him: he has this fire inside of him that allowed him to get into the game and score goals. He's an important player for us, and if he keeps playing like he did today, in and out of possession, he will be stronger. We will be stronger as a team. We know that Zaha isn't really a minutes risk. As long as he's fit, he will play. And the fact that Patrick Vieira, the way that he's playing, Crystal Palace are a threat this season. They're not like, you know, that team that will just sit back all the time. Now they will definitely counter on you and hit you on the break. And with the fast attackers that they have, Zaha can do damage, as we've seen against Liverpool, and we saw when he scored twice in their last win against Aston Villa. But for now, as I said, maybe sit on him for this Man City game because he does have that injury hovering over him. But look to bring him in against Brentford, Newcastle, and the rest of the games that they have, because I think that he will deliver you some points. And for 7.1 million, he's definitely lower price on those those 8.5s as well. So he's a good mid-price midfielder that you can look to have in your team and maybe move some budget around your squad. Couldn't do this without bringing in Harry Kane, England captain for Tottenham as well, the forward for Spurs. He is looking quite decent yet again, and with the fixtures they have, particularly the next three in Forest, West Ham and Fulham, just like I was talking about Perisic as well, these fixtures are going to be great for Kane because he can do damage to all these teams. And even with City, Leicester and Arsenal as well, he always scores in the London derby. So best assured that he's going to turn up in pretty much all of these games. He is not a minute's risk at all. So don't worry about him coming off at any point for any of the 5 subs. He's going to get you goals. He's going to get you assists this season. He is a guy that loves to win the Golden Boot or looks forward to winning the Playmaker Award as well. So I know that Harry Kane is going to be a great asset to probably not only bring in your team, because if you think about it, a lot of you took him out in game week number 2 because of Haaland, right? Haaland smashed it against West Ham and you guys took him out of your squad. But I think it might be time to bring him back into your squad. And that is because of what Pep Guardiola said about what happens to City when they're playing more than one game a week. He basically said that Julian Alvarez is going to play instead of Haaland, and other players are going to be rotated because Haaland can't play 2 games a week. Who can play 2 games a week? Harry Kane. He doesn't sit on the bench. He plays every game that Tottenham has. He has an okay injury record, but obviously when he's injured, we're going to know about it because he's going to do it with his knee, obviously. But other than that, when Harry Kane is fit, he's going to play. So I think you have to have him in your squad. Great fixtures, fantastic finisher. He is a Spurs talisman, as I said already. So bring him in. I think he's got Nottingham Forest next. What are the chances of him scoring against Forest? Very, very high. What about West Ham? High. Fulham? High. City? Medium. Leicester? High. Arsenal? High. So that tells me with the price he's at, he's obviously dropped in price. He's cheaper than Haaland. Bring him in as a premium forward, and I don't think you'll regret it. If you do, write in the comments. So that's it. Those are the 5 players that I have been looking at: Sanchez, Perisic, Rodrigo, Zaha, and Harry Kane. Now there was some others that could have made the list. There was Pope, Trippier, St. Maximum. Obviously, all those are from Newcastle. Also, I was looking at Dunk and Gross as well. Who else? Mitrovic as well, and possibly Harrison, Gundogan as well. So there's a few other players that you can look at, kind of look at the fixtures that they have and see if they can fit your profile for this game week and for the next one, which is coming really, really quickly. So just note that there will be injuries coming up, but make sure you look at when the deadline is coming. The deadline for this game week is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So just note that in your diaries to make sure you don't miss it. And the next one will be, well, probably, I think there will be the Tuesday, maybe around 6:30, something like that. I will double check that one for you. So let me know what you think of those players, or if I've missed out a few players. I kind of wanted to keep this one short. The ones to watch don't want to be too long. You know, I want to get straight to the point on the players that I am looking at for the concurrent game weeks. So 4 and 5, those are the players I'm looking at. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or you disagree. But whatever you do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and press the bell so you know when my next video is coming. The game weeks are coming so fast, like, you need to know when I'm going to be posting a video, so just press that bell and then you can know. But until then, take care.